Hey, Star Fam, how are we doing? How are we doing? Thank you all so much for joining me. I apologize for my tardiness. Unfortunately, Mama Star is at the Apple Store doing Lord knows what with our phones. She literally, like, I'm literally about to hop on. She calls me. She's like, "What kind of phone do you have? How much storage do you have?" I'm like, "Do you know I'm about to do a live? I can't have this conversation right now while I'm at the Apple Store. Why are you there by yourself? You need millennial assistance." Anyway, please forgive me and come on in the room. Come on in the room. Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Everybody saying, "Come on in the room." Whoa, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. I said we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the... Come on, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being here. This is going to be very interesting. I will say, I watched this last night and it's just unfortunate. It just really is unfortunate. But I think there's like, if there's not going to be a reckoning in Hollywood, there's absolutely going to be a reckoning in Black Hollywood. Kat and Monique, the way Monique was talking in this interview, I feel like her and Kat are about to team up. I don't know what's about to happen, but everybody better get ready because we're in the age of Aquarius. Everybody better get ready because a change is gonna come. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Let me get into these comments. If you are new here, I would just like to let you know, or if you're a part of the replay gang, or are going to be, I would just like to let you know that timestamps are in the description box below. Important reminder, I'm trying some things. It'll get better. It'll get better, but we're trying some things. Just want to let everybody know in the description box below. But while that is up there, I will get some comments for at least about 10 or so minutes. JL said, "Hi, Nikki and Star fam. Just want to pop in and wish everybody a happy Lunar New Year." February 9th is Lunar. I just realized that I did not watch The Real Housewives of Miami or Beverly Hills. I'll do that live tomorrow. I'm so sorry. Hi, Nikki and Star fam. Just want to pop in and wish everybody a happy Lunar New Year. February 9th is Lunar New Year's Eve. Wishing you a happy Year of the Dragon. Hey, which is also my animal year. I know that's right. We unleashing the dragon. Let's go. Thank you so much, JL, and happy Lunar New Year. JL said, "I finished watching the interview. Monique is such a captivating storyteller. That 2 hours and 55 minutes went just like that. It sure did. It sure did." Black Lavender said, "Monique was standing on business. She let everything be known." Sure did. Sure did. Black Lavender said, "Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, everyone." Yes, guys, we're trying to get to 20 million subscribers by the end of the year. Let's do it. Black Lavender said, "Monique let it be known that these Hollywood scallywags costed her millions of dollars by lying on her." Yes, and she's coming to collect. Sebastian said, "I'm working, but I couldn't miss recapping this with the Star fam." Oh, thank you for being here, Sebastian. Thank you. Hey, Nikki, not Nicole. What's up? Hey, sup, people? Black Lavender said, "Monique was smart to record the phone conversation for proof. She was also smart to record it where she was at, because she said it wasn't illegal where I lived and where I recorded it." So she got a lawyer on file. Somebody is helping her with all this. Like everything that she says, she knows that she's covered because she is working. She has a lawyer on call. Megan said, "Hey y'all, Monique and Kat woke up and chose violence, and it's only February. Happy Black History Month." Harriet Tubman, what? Didn't take no stuff. Didn't come in this world to be no slave, but she wasn't going to stay one neither. And she wasn't going to stay one neither. Hey, Alicia. All day finesse. Just a reminder, guys, I work in this industry along with my family. So certain stuff I will not be saying, but we'll get into it as much as I can. Denard said, "Hi, Star fam. Got therapy coming up, so can't stay long." Good for you. Good for you. Thank you for being here. Hey, Multi. How are you? Hey, Caroline. Caroline. How are you? Spitzy said, hey, Nikki and Star fam, I just saw one of the clips and girl, Tyler Perry posts, oh, ciao. What's going on? Hey, Shonda. Come on in the room, indeed. Spitzy said, I love Monique, but I will never forgive her comments about bonnets and her calling her husband daddy. Like Miss Mamas, keep that in the bedroom. JLB said, hey, Nikki and Star fam, I listened to the whole interview in one go. Same. Ate dinner, same. Washed dishes, window shopped online, same. The works. I got a lot done listening to that interview. Hey, Kiki. Avalon said, this is the year of clarity. Absolutely. The year of 8. Hallelujah. Things that are not done right in the past will be straightened out this year. 2 + 0 + 2 + 4 = 8. I know that's right. I receive it. Miss Lou said, doesn't her husband also call her mama? Seems reciprocal. Yes, that's their relationship. I couldn't do it. But that's their relationship. It works for them. Hey, Black Lavender. Hey, Miss T. Hey, Enrico. Hey, Aaliyah. All the time. I'm like, literally, the music is playing. I'm like, Mom, I gotta go. How much storage? And my sister's in the background. I told her not to call you. I'm like, why is she at the Apple store? This is the thing. My mom, like, I love being with my mom, right? Especially when we're in Atlanta. I enjoy spending time with her. But my mom is like a mom on the go. Like, she's never in one place. That's why we all track her, because she's never like in one place, and she's always just out in them streets. And it's like, stay put. Like, let us know your schedule. What are you doing? She'll just call us from someplace and just be like, well, I'm on my way to Arizona. No, you're not. What are you doing? She doesn't get it. She doesn't get that she's the kid in this situation now. Like, we're raising her, but she doesn't get it. She's rebellious. Oh my goodness. Hey, Alana. Alana said, hey, everyone, pushing out my last hour at work. Yes, glad to be here. I love that feeling. Shonda said, welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining at Nikki'Star Live. Please like and subscribe for more great content. Thank you, Shonda. Spenty said, LOL, LMAO, Mama Star needs to be careful. They might be trying to upsell her. Exactly. I'm like, you need millennial assistance. But my sister is with her. So we'll see how that goes. Lord, I don't know what I'm going to walk into when I go back to Atlanta. I don't like, because we just, I let you guys know that we were already moving in, new place, new opportunities. And she's just every day she's out. She's just out doing stuff and getting stuff. And like, I'm like, Mom, just stay put, please. Please just say put. Oh, you see my shirt? Period. I try not to wear this outside, because when I wear this shirt, like in them streets, I attract the weirdest, like, religious people. And I'm like, I love the Lord, but I'm not a weirdo. Please leave me alone. It's good. Megan said 2024 is truly the year of what's done in the dark will come to the light. Yep. Hard. And it's only February. I don't know what the end of this year is going to be. I'm telling you, 2020 came in like a Tomb Raider. We ain't been right ever since. Eva Empathy said, hey, Nikki and the fam, I watched this before I watched the actual interview. I'm scared. The interview actually wasn't bad. Like, I don't feel like Monique said, for me, a lot of stuff that I hadn't already known or heard. But it was still just like, she's standing on business. Some people said Black billionaires better be shaking. Being Black isn't enough to hide anymore. I always say Black capitalists will not save you. They will sell you. I do not trust a Black capitalist as far as I can throw them. And I can't throw hard because I got a weak arm. Tracy, thank you so much for the super chat. Tracy said, the Sister Star produced Club Shay Shay? Because, baby, I can see Club Shay Shay on TV. Please like up this live. No, she did not. But, oh, my God, if she did, whoo! Thank you. Oh, Tracy, thank you for the super chat. Multi said, I don't know why the parents decide to do millennial things. I am in a different country, and imagine getting a phone call at 2 a.m. from them asking how to set up Netflix and fix their phone on their computers. I always tell her, I'm like, just the things that you need help with, write it down. And when one of us gets there, we will do it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to figure it out. We got you. We got you. It's hard for me to like help you with anything when you're in Atlanta and I'm in Los Angeles. Like I'm not there. I'm not there. I can't do it. Oh my goodness. I tried to get her set up on StreamYard by way of phone. Stress me out. Stress me out. Hey, Donna. Thank you for being here. Alex said, hi, Star fam. I haven't seen the interview yet. If it's anything like Cat Williams' interview, I'm nervous. I don't think it's as hard hitting as a Cat Williams interview. And I think it might not feel as hard hitting because Cat Williams came out with some haymakers and we still haven't recovered. 10 toes down indeed. 10 toes down indeed. Dahlia said, I made it to a live. I'm proud of myself. Hey, Nikki, hey, Star fam. We are proud of you. Thank you for being here. Donna said, watched it all and time just flew. I was here for all of it except the man at the head and the bonnet talk. Listen, chew the meat and spit off the bone. There's a lot of stuff I didn't agree with her on. There's a lot of stuff I think she probably embellished on that people who were in the same situation, like in that conversation with her, would probably have a different interpretation. I think one thing she did say is she would just like to sit down. I feel like this could all be fixed in a conversation, but pride, man. Malty said she was making $30 million a year before all of this, right? Imagine not making that for almost a decade or so. Yep. Kiki said, and Monique really did post the proof of the trailer. Yep, like she said she would. I was like, wow, she's not playing games. I love that she's not afraid. That's the problem in Hollywood. There's a lot of mess going on, and there are so many people afraid to say anything. And some of it is not out of fear. Some of it is just being not financially able to fight a conglomerate. You know what I mean? Like not having the money to like clear your name. It's really, really difficult. Money is king. Money is king, unfortunately. Never. You know, if the Lord ever blesses my womb with babies, that will be their first words. My baby will come out saying, when, Harriet, something didn't take no stuff. I know that's right, little star. I know that's right. Empress said, caught another live. Yes, haven't seen the interview, but your review is going to give me all that I need. Oh, thank you for being here. BJ said, while I watched last night views went from something like 1.5 million to 2.2. Last I checked, it was above 4 million. Can I just say, Shannon is getting paid. He is getting paid. He better be paying these people. I'm telling you, if like the right thing to do would be to give Monique and Cat Williams like a piece of his year success. Like after I would like look at everything that I've made through that year, and I would absolutely give Cat and Monique a bonus because they really put his platform on the map. He is really starting to fill the void that Wendy Williams left. I don't think he fully can fill it, but he's getting the interviews. Yep. Donna said Cat had January and Mo said she got February. I don't know who he gonna get for March. Vodka said, I didn't know that you were live. What a lovely surprise. Oh, thank you for being here. Thank you, Shonda. Shonda said, please subscribe to Nikki's second channel, Nikki.Star at Home. You guys requested some cooking stuff because a lot of you were just like, Nikki, in your vlogs, you show us cooking, but you don't show the finished results. And I didn't really notice that. I thought it was just like, you know, I was just giving you clips of like my day. But I will absolutely start posting some cooking content starting next week. So look out for that. Dahlia said, I haven't watched the interview, so I'm getting all of my news from this live. I reserve the right to talk as if I saw the whole thing, though. I know that's right. Listen, Salima, that was the poem. Every Black elementary school. All of us did that for the Black History Month show. All of us did it. All the tea. And it's so appropriate that it's coming from a man because nobody is messier than a man. So appropriate. Johnny's acting channel is here. Johnny said, hey, Nikki and Star fam, hope all is great. So proud of you, Nikki. Keep coming up with the content, our queen. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's hard raising a boomer. But we're going to get through it. Hey, it's Latasha. How are you? Hey, IA. How are you? Nothing much. I'm just catching up with everybody, and then we'll get into it. Avalon Park says she got on my nerves with my man talk. I was like, okay, already your man has your back. Yeah, she's in love. She in love with that man. In love. She sure is, but she's stressing me out. I want her to live her life. Just don't stress me out. Teresa said, I pay for my parents' Geek Squad. Don't call me. I'm baby Gen X. Don't know that stuff. I know that's right. Thank you, IA. Hey, Akusa, child, say it again. Black capitalists will not save you at all. Oh my gosh, she's live. Let me hop over there and see what she's talking about. I heard that D.L. Hughley was saying some stuff, but the thing about it is, I hate it, but it's something sinister about him. It's something so sinister, and I don't know if it's delivery, but something is up. Like I can't listen to the stuff he says because my spirit be uneasy. Vodka said, I have to respect Monique for standing on what she believes in. Yep. I'm telling you, if more people in Hollywood was like Monique, Hollywood would not be the way it is. I'm telling you, you would see so much great talent, so much diverse talent in Hollywood if there were more people like Monique. I'm praying that the industry changes. I'm praying that the industry changes because as it is right now, it's not healthy. It is a sick, racist, misogynistic, predatory industry, and it's not safe for women or children or young men. To be quite honest with you, it is a boys' town, and it's extremely dangerous for people who do not identify as such, especially as a white man. Jennifer said, hey, Star fam, Nikki, I'm very interested in hearing your thoughts on this interview. Well, thank you. I will give them to you shortly. Tiffany said, if Mama Star is determined to get things set up, send her some YouTube videos to follow. Oh, that doesn't help. I've done that. She'll watch the videos and then ask me questions about the videos. Nope, I just do it. I said, you sit down. You just go sit down and be my beautiful mother. I will do it. Hey, Gojo, what's up? Miss T said Monique just needs to apologize for some of her actions. I absolutely agree. Ryan said, did she mean 5,500, 55? Oh, no, 55,000 per episode for the Parkers. TV is big money. That's the thing. Everybody thinks that when you come to Hollywood, you want to do movies. No, you want to do TV. That's where the money is. The money is not in movies. You would think it is. It's in TV. That's my goal. IA said, I didn't watch the interview, but I did see D.L. Hughley's response. Dark, wasn't it? Dark. Dahlia said, I mean, when you get blackballed, you can be bold. Absolutely. What else can they take? That's why Eartha Kitt and Kathy Griffin were free to name names. Absolutely. Hey, Just G, watching while wrapping up at work. Hey. Teresa said, is Shay Shay the new Wendy? Don't yell at me. I think so. I think he's filling a void. He doesn't have her interview skills or her comedic timing, but who else is doing it? Smitty said, do you think the stars she called out will have to apologize? No, they will not have to apologize unless we, the consumers, pressure them to. That's the thing. I always say this because it's just so true. The people have the power. It's that the people don't tap into their power. The 99% do not tap into their power. And that's it. If the community, if the people, if their consumers do not say anything and do not pressure them to do right, they won't do right, and nothing will change. Every time. Who would have thought it would be him? No shade, but I would want it to be somebody else who has like a moral high ground that I can respect. I don't like a majority of his takes. So I wish it would be somebody else, but he's popular. So if they even recognize YouTube, that's another thing. YouTube is doing numbers, but they still don't get the recognition it deserves. It's Natasha because that was definitely a Cat Williams comedy special. Pay that man. Yeah. I would break them off something at the end of the year. I don't know if he could handle a Kanye West interview, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if he could. And I think that will backfire on him because as it appears, Kanye has admitted that he is bipolar. He has admitted that he is not doing what he needs to do to stay grounded. So I don't think that would be a good interview, and I wouldn't take it. IA said, I'm the only one who thinks that Kevin Hart's downfall will happen this year. I think not just Kevin Hart, Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood, because one thing about it, we may not work together as much as we should, but once we start finding out some stuff that we don't like, and we are seeing that somebody in the community is taking advantage of, people in our community in favor of white supremacy, we'll start turning. We'll start turning. So we'll see. Hey, Nona, how are you from one beauty to another? Some people said if Wendy did these interviews, they would be so much more messy and we would get so much more tea. She's missed. And TR said, woo, I thought I missed this. Hey, Star fam. No, you're right on time. Some people said Wendy would have cleared Hot Topic just for the tea. Her show would be so different right now. Her show on YouTube would, at least at this point, and I'm not lying, with everything that has happened since she's been gone, she would have 50 million subscribers. Avalon says Shannon was just nominated for Best Podcast this year. He's probably going to get it. The numbers he's doing. Kiki said, I agree. Cat Williams and Monique blew up Shannon Sharpe's club. Shay Shay, yep. Now, can you imagine if Cat Williams and Monique came out with a podcast? Jesus. Hey, Tia, thank you for being here. Tia Bia, bust them up. Tia Bia. Effie said, so happy to catch you live. It's been forever. Thank you for being here. Just stopping by to say hi. Keep being amazing. Thank you. Ash Neek said, I never got to catch a live show anymore, but I'm glad I caught this. Thank you for being here. NTR said, hey, Black Lamb. Thank you. I love how y'all got my voice down pat. Spency said, D.L. Hughley didn't believe his, that's the thing. That's what, I wish he wouldn't have shared that. That I checked out. That's the thing. Like, once I know something, you're responsible for what you know. Multi said, yeah, I don't like the way D.L. Hughley is just doing nothing but insulting her. Yeah, it got that phobic real quick. Some people said, I hope her man never plays her. The internet will never let her forget these clips. True. Hey, Elise, how are you? You haven't missed anything. We're just getting started. Hey, Blair. Baca said, I watched that Priscilla movie, and every recent movie I have seen had subpar actors. You're not getting the best of the best in Hollywood. You're not. You're getting the best of whiteness. You're getting the best of Nepo babies. You're getting the best of rich kids. You're getting the best of sex workers. You're getting the best of backstabbers. You're not getting the quality that you can get. So much talent leaves this industry because of abuse, right? Because of racist, misogynistic gatekeepers keeping the door closed. And then, a lot of people who look like you will pander to you for your support, then get in and close the door for you. Capitalism. It's sad because this industry could be so great. Like, what you're getting is not the best. I feel so sorry for the audience because you're getting cheated of good artistry on the backs of capitalism. It's sad. Donna said, and DL's comeback was so corny, making fun of her weight. Yeah, it was fatphobic. None of it was like countering what she was saying. It was just insults. Checked out. The money is in a syndication. The money is in a syndication check. It really, really is. But Black performers do not make what they should. So Friends can get $1 million. The actors on Friends can get $1 million an episode because they're white. Black people just can't do that. Black people can't ask for that. The contracts, our contracts are different. We literally get paid less because of the color of our skin. And that's just accepted in the industry. It is good money. It's not the money that you should be making, right? It's good money compared to if you were a manager, a district manager at Macy's. Now you're on a TV show making $55,000 an episode. If you're a freaking lead, right? That's an insult. If I guest star, I should be making $55,000 an episode. If I'm guest starring, if I'm a lead of a show, I should be at least taking $1 million home, at least. And that's after syndication. Akusawa said, Mo used to annoy me with that my man stuff, but I realized that she's literally talking about her specific relationship and circumstances. She didn't say how others need to feel about men in general. Yeah. And I also feel like there's a huge issue, and we'll talk about it more, but there's a huge issue with Black love. Like a lot of people hate to see Black couples together, especially Black couples in the spotlight. I had no idea how bad it was till I started working in this industry. IA said, "Yep, yep." Wasn't there a scandal about DL? There's always a scandal. Always. I know more about his scandals than comedy. Dahlia said, "I never liked DL. He and Corey Holcomb always had this spirit of bitterness about themselves that sucked all the joy out of the room. Now, how I walk away from a comedy show feeling more depressed." Ciao. He wears tight shirts because he's an athlete. And his biggest thing about him was his body and his athleticism. So to cover all that up when that's all he's been known for, and when he's trying to show younger women that he still has it. Oh gosh. Yeah, I felt like everything was old news. It wasn't nothing like Cat Williams was saying like stuff. I was just like, yo, her stuff, if you've listened to anything that she's spoken about, you've heard it before. Which is smart, especially if you don't have those interview skills. That's very smart to do. I was like, oh, you're delusional. But I love the confidence. Not if bigger and more powerful Black capitalists have anything to do with it. You can't legitimize somebody who is giving a platform to the unheard. That's bad for business. IA said Shay is a little slow, but he's all we've got right now. So we have to embrace Uncle Shay in his coffin ready makeup. Thank you, DGF. Please hit the like button, fam. Please hit the like button. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because his Cat Williams interview catapulted him not just within Black media, but also within white media, which people call mainstream, right? Because now a lot of white people are now consuming his content, when it was just, if it was a white person, it was just like white sports bros. But now everybody is going to start watching this podcast because this podcast is starting to become the culture. Everybody's talking about things that happen on his podcast. So yeah, they're gonna hate. Like he gonna get it. Like he's gonna get some backlash. I hope he can handle it. Me either. I didn't even know he had a podcast. I would always see him on TikTok with that other football player just being awful. Just always talking about women and like relationships and what are y'all bringing to the table. I'm like, aren't y'all millionaires and old? Why y'all still having these conversations? Hey, Misty, thank you for being here. Thank you. Georgia Pete said, I don't think that they'll ever let the world know if they have issues. Yeah, I think it's in Tyler and Oprah's best interest just to not address it. That one shot said, hey, Nikki, a body for the lonely, and Friendly P had me dying. Yes. Yes. Hey, Jasmine, thank you for being here. Hey, Tiny. Said it's the same thing with everything else regarding capitalism. Absolutely. Akusa said, unfortunately, it's the same nearly for all industries. You're getting the best of capitalism. Absolutely. Well, everybody's starting to wake up to it, but she's been an industry plant since the beginning. She's a rich white girl. Father was able to buy her into the business. That's how it goes. Hold on, because y'all talking to each other. Let me just get a few more. Stand up. Yeah. Simply Simone said SNL did a whole swoop of the Cat Williams interview. He crossed over. Absolutely. Oh my God, we're 32 minutes in. I've been talking to y'all for too long. Let me get into the interview. But hey, for being here, Nisha. Just G said, I know Skip somewhere punching the air. He not doing too good on his show without Shannon. Yep. He thought he was a star. Quickly found out. Dahlia said, PR Nikki, should Shannon start interviewing white people to keep his current audience and grow his subscription, or stick to what he's doing? Oh, God, why'd you call her up? Why'd you call her up? Let's go. PR Nikki in the building. My client, Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe, should absolutely stick to the rivers and the lakes that he's used to. Why? Because he is spending his time on his show interviewing controversial people within the African diaspora. And the reason why I think that he needs to stay there, because Black people are the culture, they are the pulse. Whatever they like, everybody tends to then gravitate to and find a way to capitalize off of that. He is very smart by staying within the Black media space. If he ventures out of that, he loses his stance and his growth and his trajectory within the culture. He is a part of the culture. He knows what's on the pulse, and it is smart for him to stay ahead of the game. And how do you stay ahead of the game? Remain within Black spaces, remain within Black culture, because they always do it first and then everybody copies. He needs to stick to the rivers and the lakes that he's used to, and he will continue to garner the success that he has. Once he crosses over into a white media space, he loses everything that he built, because he's no longer ahead of the game. He is now behind, playing catch up. Book me, Shannon. Book me. Book me. She said everything. She said everything. Everything. I think that her and Cat Williams should do a podcast. They're hot right now. Even if they do it for a year, make that money and get out of there. All the money that they thought that they believe that they have lost, they'll gain it back within the year, especially now. Especially now. Always did it first. Always do it first. DGF said, I think it was Kevin on stage or Karen Hunter that reflected that the Swift biggest gag is appearing to be a vulnerable youth. But that's just whiteness in general. White people are always, infantilized, childlike. They're always childlike. Remember Ryan Lochte when he was, I forget where he was at, but he was in another country causing ruckus, and everybody was calling him a kid at 33. Like, oh, he's a kid. He makes mistakes. I remember Billy Bush almost got canceled for that. Oh, he's a kid. Kid makes mistakes. He's 30 freaking 3. But that's how white people get away with all of the carnage. You said that they're young and they're innocent and they didn't mean it at 60 damn 2, and they get away. They didn't know. They're just a kid. That's whiteness. Oh my goodness. Donna said the only non-Blacks he had on was Ric Flair and Travis Kelce. Of course, smart. Travis was on when he was still with Kayla. Smart. You gotta stay, and Black people know about them within the culture. If we're going to keep it buck, Black people gave them importance within the media space, right? We didn't know about Travis Kelce as a football player outside of like sports, right? Only the sports people knew about him. He got into the media space with his reality dating TV show. And why was that show so popular? Because the majority of the women on there were Black, and he was only picking Black women. Remember, he was eliminating all the white girls. And at the end, he picked the Black woman. So when we saw the way that show was going, everybody started clocking in. Smart. And at that point, he knew it was very smart for him to continue to tap in and capitalize off of Black culture, doing our popular dances every time he did a touchdown or something like that. Dating a Black woman, that brings people to it. That brings the media, that brings the culture to him, right? And everybody wants to know what Black people are doing so they can capitalize off of it. Very smart guy. Look at him now. What he need Black people for? He dating a very successful billionaire white woman that everybody loves. He probably will get rid of her because it seems like the government has abandoned her and she might be on her own, right? But that's what they all do. Kardashians, they all do it. Like, everybody steals from Black people. They capitalize off of it. They build up on it. And then they go back to where they're from and live a wealthy life. everybody still farms us. We're still cattle, unfortunately. It's a smart thing to do. The smart thing to do. You're welcome. You're welcome. LS said, I think he should expand his interviews to those non-blacks that are engulfed in black culture. Yep. Some blacks may feel like he's only exploiting us. Very true. Yeah, but he just, within any black culture space, he needs to remain. Like if he's going to go white, he needs to go Paul Wall white. And that's it. And that's it. Absolutely. He's a black capitalist. He absolutely would do that. He's not doing these interviews because he's a civil rights activist. He's a black capitalist. He wants money, and he's going to keep on doing it. We're in early production. We're in early production. Oh, yeah, of course. We love Ric Flair. We love Ric Flair. Yes. That's where Ryan was. And IA said, meanwhile, they lock up 14-year-old black kids for life. Well, absolutely. Well, the youngest person, not the first, the youngest person to be executed in the United States of America is a young black child. I think it was 14 years old. I forget the young man's name. I believe that somebody in the chat will know. Like 4 or 5 years ago, he was exonerated. F you, because they found no evidence. All they had was a white woman saying that this child stole something from her, and they executed him. I think he was electrocuted to death, and they watched that young child's body be fried to death. He's still the youngest person, 14 years old, the youngest person ever executed in the United States of America. Free, outside of slavery. But yeah, that's just how it goes. As long as the majority allows it, that's how it will remain. Never. But if you want to be successful, you got to do what you got to do. The black men do the same thing. Tiny said he needs to cross over to capitalize, very much how Eminem did with getting the white fan base to be comfortable listening to hip hop. Oh, he absolutely will. And then his podcast would be no more. But he would have gained so much success and money by that time, it doesn't matter, right? Everybody starts with the black community and capitalizes off of it, even our own. But why does he need to now? He doesn't need to. I mean, if what he's like is what he like, he might, but he doesn't need to. Shonda said, thanks everyone for joining at Nikki'Star Live. Please like and subscribe for more great content. Harriet Tubman didn't take no stuff. Yeah, that's what he's going to stay in a black space. But when he's ready to cross over, he's going to cross over. He's not going to come back. He's going to start talking like a conservative, which he probably is. If he's a black capitalist, he'll probably bring on Candace Owens. And everybody will be like, oh, no, Shannon, why are you doing that? He's made too much money at this point. What are you going to do? Tell him not to do it. And he's going to listen to you, Blackie? Please. Yep. Same thing that happened with Versus. We all knew where that was going. Yes, he was too small for the electric chair. Thank you. Yep. George Stiddy. Thank you so much, Just G. I knew you guys would bring up the information. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yep. Just G said they put Bibles on the electric chair for him to sit on because he was so small. 14, a child. Absolutely. Black kids don't get a childhood. We do not get a childhood. The boys are immediately villainized, and the women are the young girls are sexualized. We don't get a childhood ever. I don't rock with the death penalty. I don't care. I do not care. I don't rock with the death penalty. Who are you? Who are you to be the judge and jury of somebody's life? Absolutely, that's not your call. I don't believe in that. Um, yeah, I don't get behind it either. But it's never us making those decisions. It's never the people who can humanize that person making the decisions. Um, but I don't care. It's not your place to take a life. It wasn't that person's place to take a life, and it's not your place to take their life. That's not justice. Oh, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. How you like her and me? Ciao. Ciao. Hey, Shanty. All right, I can stay in these comments with you guys for so long, but I gotta go. Absolutely. Let's leave it there. Let's get into it. What I like most of all about this interview is how Monique talked about not being silent, right? And how her whole life people have tried to been silencing her, but she's never been that girl. She's never been that girl. So it was just like, if I wasn't that as a young person when I had nothing, I'm not going to be silent now as an adult when I have just about everything. So she was just like, the biggest issues that she's had in the industry as a Black woman is that she speaks up. She speaks up, and I absolutely know what that's like. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. I remember I had my first agent told me that I wouldn't go for in this industry because I say no to too much. And he said this to me because I said no to a role on the show that would have absolutely catapulted my career. I would not be on YouTube. I'd probably have an Oscar at this point. And he said that to me because I said no to the role. And the reason why is that I was against nudity. I still am. I read the script. I didn't think the role required that. And to me, the role was a bastardization of a Black woman. And I just didn't want to play that. But because I'm dark, right? That's the only way the industry can see me. And I realized that later on in my career. And yes, that would have been a great opportunity. But what I did not want to do was have that role be a part of any of my history and be a platform for the work that I will later do, because it happens to so many people in the industry, especially Black people and especially women. You say yes to a role you don't want to do. You don't feel comfortable with the role, but you want to get in the door, right? You get in the door. It's a platform for you. Your career takes off, but you're insulted now whenever that first film that you did is brought up, because you never wanted to do it. I forget her name. It's not Meryl Streep. I think it's Glenn Close. Glenn Close in that A Fatal Attraction with Michael Douglas, I believe, there was a scene, a nudity scene. She did not want to do it. There was a scene where her breasts were exposed. She didn't want to do it. But she said, I was a young actress and I needed the role. This is the biggest thing that ever came to me. And I knew I had to do it. She said she hated it. She cried before and after the scene because she felt so cheap. She hated it. She knew that she was being coaxed into doing something, but she knew she couldn't walk away because she knew that she would not have a career in Hollywood if she said no. So if you go back and watch the movie, her breasts are not consistently exposed. And the reason why, the director said, was because she just wasn't comfortable, and she kept on lifting up her up the comforter over her breasts. And he was like, I would have to convince her to take it down. And, so he said there's no continuity in that scene because she kept on becoming increasingly uncomfortable as we filmed. And I never forgot that interview. I also never forgot an interview that Denzel Washington did. And he was talking about the roles that he wouldn't take as a young actor. And, his agent was frustrated with him. And he said the reason why he did that was because he never wanted to look back on his career and be ashamed of anything that he did. And there are so many actors who do that. And he said, I didn't want that to be me. And I resonated with that so much, right? And knowing the risks that I would take, knowing that I'd probably be here, knowing making that decision would close a lot of doors for me. I had to make that decision because I just was not comfortable. In the screen test, they wanted me to nude for a freaking TV show on Showtime. They wanted me to be nude while watching porn and eating, I think I was like eating a cake and they wanted the crumbs to fall on my breast and have me pick the crumbs off my breast and eat them. Who you talking to? Ah! Who you talking to? Not me. I read that and I told my agent, I was like, you're crazy. I'm not doing that. Like that's not happening. And I was just like, no. He was like, they want it. You're offered the role. I'm like, I don't want it. So the last time I write him back, I'm saying, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't want to do this. I think I told you guys this. He responded to me, but I don't think he meant to respond to me. He responded to the TV show, the executive producer of the TV show, and let them know that I would be there to film. And I caught the email and I responded to him and said, you're lying to them because I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Turns out God is so good. The show later got canceled because everybody on the show was uncomfortable with the nudity. They were being sexually harassed. One of the actresses was just like, she was being coaxed into doing things and nudity and sexual things that she did not feel comfortable with. She notified SAG. Her union then notified the show, and because it was becoming such a liability because of all of the sexual harassment happening on the show, that show was later canceled. And because of the issues on that show, that catapulted the Me Too movement. Girl, I would have been devastated. I done did all that freaky deaky nudity. My show gets canceled. Then it's wrapped up in the Me Too movement. I would have been so depressed. So depressed. More depressed than I was because I said no to a huge opportunity and my career has yet to take off. You know what I mean? So that stuff happens. It does happen. But if you say yes to certain things, you got to be able to eat that, right? You have to be able to cope with the decisions that you have made. That's why I tell you, I don't make fun of actors who are spiraling out. I don't make fun of people in the entertainment industry who are having mental breaks or who are suddenly addicted to drugs or whatever, and they're going back and forth to rehab, and you see them coming out of parties or whatever, and they're either high or drunk. It's not funny to me because I know they probably made a decision in this industry to get them to where they are, and they deeply regret it. It happens to so many people. And so it's like, if you don't know what happens here, then you don't understand how your favorite actor just spazzed out. You don't know what was did to her or him or what decision they made to get that role. So people are always like, oh, they're so ungrateful. They have this, they have that. But at what price? So I related to a lot of her interview, right? Because her speaking up, her saying no, that literally put a halt in her career, right? One rumor from one very successful person in the industry, which she has proven to be a lie, changed her career. Difficult to work with. Nobody's hiring her. A fellow Black person is telling white people in the industry not to book her. Changes her life, changes her career, changes how she eats, changes how she supports her family. So I can't get mad at that woman for not shutting up about that, especially with all the money that she lost. Yeah, she's probably making money than all of us combined, but that's not what she's owed. And that's not what she lost due to a lie. So I absolutely get her speaking up, not trying, and not allowing herself to be silenced and standing on business, because that's who she has always been. I love the part when she brought up Claudette Coven, because I found that out later in life too, that she was the first person who refused to move her seat. Before Rosa Parks, right? But the NAACP did not think that she fit the narrative or that she looked the part that white people could sympathize with. So a lot of people, it's just a rumor, it's never been proven, but a lot of people are saying that Rosa Parks was a setup, right? Because Claudette Coven was the first person. She was a young, dark-skinned Black woman, and she was pregnant at the time. And the NAACP was just like, a dark-skinned woman, a pregnant teen, white people aren't going to sympathize with her. So much later, we get Rosa Parks. Not too late, but after that incident, we get Rosa Parks, this fair-skinned Black women with loose curl textures, frail and older. White people could sympathize with somebody like that. So she said she was saying that because a lot of people don't listen to her because of how she looks. And a lot of people are just like, oh, she's making an excuse. She's absolutely not making an excuse. She says, I'm a fat Black woman. Who's going to listen to me? Who's going to believe me when you already have a built-in bias against me? You already dislike me because of a societal bias against my skin tone and my body. So the message, because it's coming from me, nobody wants to hear it. That's why she brought up Claudette and then Rosa Parks, basically saying if it came from somebody else, if it came from somebody thin, if it came from somebody light, you would hear. But because it's coming from me, you don't want to hear it. And you're automatically programmed to not believe me. Very true. Very true. She was absolutely dropping some gems. Me and my sister were like, just listening to her the whole time. She spoke a lot about Taraji P, Henson, and Oprah. And I know every time she said Taraji's name, Taraji was just like, girl, please leave me alone. Because Taraji's playing the game, right? I felt so sorry for Taraji. Oh, happy Black History Month, but also happy month of love. I felt so sorry for Taraji because she was telling the truth. That's how Black people are just treated in general in the industry. You know what I mean? Basically, Taraji was saying, we don't get paid or treated the same as white actors. We just don't. And it's facts. She was not lying about everything, but everybody's scared to speak up because nobody wants to sacrifice the crumbs so they could get the whole table. Everybody has been comfortable with getting seconds and thirds and crumbs that have fallen off of their master's table. Nobody wants to get the table now. Everybody's comfortable with just being here. And I felt really bad for Taraji because Black actors started to speak out against her. Even when she spoke about the issues that were happening on The Color Purple, none of her castmates stood with her. They just sat there and watched her because they still want to get their Oscar nominations. They don't want to be blackballed. And I get it. And I absolutely understand, but I felt so bad for her because I knew that she was going at it alone. And what she was saying was true. And that eventually, what she's saying is going to get some traction because it's probably going to be said by a person that the Black community can sympathize with, right? That a person that the white community can sympathize with. Right now, you can't sympathize with Taraji. Why? She's an older Black woman. Who's going to listen to her? Who's going to protect her? Who's going to make sure she's okay? Not our own community and not our oppressor. But if it comes from a Zendaya, then maybe you'll listen. So I felt bad for her because I knew Taraji wasn't going to be protected. I knew nobody was going to look out for her. And I knew that she was eventually going to have to backtrack her comments. Because listen, she said it during a press tour. I'm not going to say it was bad timing. It's never bad timing to advocate for yourself, especially as a Black woman. It's always on time. But I knew that nobody was going to have her back. And it broke me just to see her breaking. And it broke Monique. She was talking about it. She was just like, I felt so bad just watching her because I understand what that's like. And I believe that some people probably said to her, don't go the way of Monique. Don't go Monique's route. Because she spoke of even a conversation that she had with Taraji. And Taraji was just like, we just got to wait till it's our time. And Monique was just like, why do we have to wait? Our time is now. So many of us die before our time even comes. And that's very true. You think of all of the Black entertainers, our great Black entertainers, all of them get their flowers after they're dead. Everybody's rediscovering how good they were back then. Give them their flowers now. So I get everything Monique's saying. I hope that, I hope she links up with Gabrielle Union because she's another woman, another Black woman that speaks out about the injustices that Black women face in this industry, and people leave her on an island by herself. Nobody backs up anything that she says, even though she's telling the truth. I don't know. I want the Black people that are speaking out Maybe you don't end Hollywood, but if you can end Black Hollywood, it'll be all right with me. It'll be all right with me. I would love for Monique, Gabrielle Union, Cat Williams, and Issa Rae to team up to do something. It'll never happen, but one could only wish. One could only wish. And I think it was so funny when she was talking about how Black people, especially in this industry, or people in the industry in general, don't speak out when they know something is wrong. And she kept on bringing it back to Shannon, right? She finally got him to start saying things instead of just, he was like, and she was like, don't do that. Say what it is. Speak on it. Look in the camera and say that. Don't say that to me. Don't not say nothing at all. Like, I sent you the audio. You know what you heard. And Shannon's just like, I don't know if that's legal. She said it's legal where I'm at. So now you can speak on it, right? She had him on the ropes because the game that she was talking about that everybody was playing, he was playing. And she said, absolutely not. You're not going to sit here with me and play this game. Say it, Shannon. Look at the camera and say it, Shannon. And eventually she got him to say it to the camera. He was trying to be slick, though. I think his way around it was him trying to advertise his show so that if it ever comes back, he can say, well, I was just advertising. I didn't pick a side. I was telling them to come on and speak their piece as well. You think Tyler Perry or Oprah Winfrey is going to sit down with you now? You better hope this blows up like Cat Williams did. Like Cat Williams interviewed this so then people could finally sit down, legitimize your podcast. Al Sharpton and Stephanie Mills. I was like, oh my God. She was saying that Al Sharpton said that she was like a daughter to him and he was like a father to her. And she was telling him what Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry had done to her during the press for Precious, right? And Al Sharpton was just like, I'm going to fix it. Don't worry. You're my daughter. I'm going to fix it. And she was just like, I didn't hear from him for 2 months. And then when I do hear anything about him, he's talking about flying in Tyler Perry's jet. And she was just like, oh, so that's why I didn't hear from him. Even our civil rights leaders can be bought. Money. I do love the fact that even though she was criticizing Tyler and Oprah, she was also leaving the door open for reconciliation. And I like that. I really just would want everybody to work it out because at the end of the day, we are people of a unique experience. We don't have nobody but each other. And I hate when Black people get to a certain status and all of a sudden you're not Black no more. You're not Black, you're OJ. Right? Y'all all forget when y'all get a little bit of coin, and then when it's taken away, you suddenly realize who you are and who is there to pick you up and heal you. Yet again, the Black community. I wish you got it and stayed with that mindset, even when you acquire a bit of coin. But it doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen often. Then she talks about Kevin Hart, how she reached out to Kevin. He said he saw her as his mother, as his sister, and she reached out to him and he said that he would help her fix it. And she didn't hear from him. He said that he was going to do a TV show with her. And she said, great, because I have a studio that wants to work with us. And his manager called the production company, I believe, and said, oh no, Monique is crazy. We don't have anything going on. And she reached out to Kevin and Kevin was just like, no, that's not true. I'm going to fix it. She said, I never heard from him again. And that was 2 years ago. I think it sucks, but I think it sucks. There's no but. I do understand people not wanting to risk their careers and the way they take care of their families for someone else, no matter the relationship. I get it. I wouldn't do it. But then again, I don't have a million, I don't even have thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? I don't know what it's like to have that much money and take care of so many to be able to make a kind of decision like that. My prayer is and hope is that I would do the right thing, but I don't know. So it's like you can be upset that they didn't do what we perceive to be right. But it's crazy to not understand why they wouldn't, especially with the way the industry is. That's the game. And a lot of people who play the game are successful. If you want to dismantle that game, people know it's going to take a lot of work and it's going to take a lot of sacrifice. And a lot of people don't want to do that. Even look at, what's happening now. What's happening now in Gaza, right? A lot of people are speaking up. A lot of people are, saying, this isn't right. We need a ceasefire and let's stop. Let's fix this. No more death. And it's causing a lot of loss. It's causing a lot of loss. People are getting fired left and right. People are losing funding left and right. Those people are making a huge sacrifice. And will they get the results that they want? We don't know. We don't know. That's why, even when you guys are like, well, you need to go into politics and you need to do this. I'm just like, I have a lot of great ideas, right? I think I have a lot of love and I do want to do right. And I see things that are wrong and I would love to be able to have the power to fix those things. But will I be protected? Will the community that I'm helping, that I'm working on bettering their situation, will they look out for me? Or will my blood now be on the streets, just like civil rights leaders before so many? I think about that. I think about all the civil rights leaders that we've lost and the ones that we have not lost, who did not die of old age, who were slaughtered by the state or by the nation. The ones that are still around are incarcerated. We have living Black Panthers incarcerated. They're dying in prison. What is the Black community doing to get those people out? While everything that they fought for, the government is now using and acting like it's programs that they created. Your kid is getting free lunch now because of the freaking Black Panthers. All children, all poor and working class children are able to eat for free in school. Breakfast and lunch is provided to them because of the Black Panthers. Half of them were slaughtered and the rest of them are dying in prison. Is it worth it? So I can understand why people won't say anything, because I'm going to lose so much. Will it be worth it? And you don't know. And if you don't know that answer, I can absolutely understand people staying silent. It sucks, but I get it. Because a lot of times the communities that you put, or the people that you put your neck out on the line for, nobody comes to see about you. Who wants to be a dead civil rights leader? Who wants to lose their life before 40? Well, you got a whole family dependent on you. For people who did not pick up any mantle when your life was taken from you. I get it. I get it. It sucks, but I get it. And I absolutely understand her rage of, people who call themselves friends not helping her. But you got to take into account what they're going to lose and nothing to gain. Difficult decisions. Difficult decisions. The D.L. Hughley stuff, I feel like there's three sides to that story. I don't think we'll ever get the full truth, but for whatever it is, those two are not friends. And I think the issue, the biggest issue that Monique had with DL is that I believe the way she was speaking, the way she spoke about it, was that she felt like DL was probably trying to out her husband, or just say certain things about her husband's sexual identity. And she didn't like that not only being spoken about, but being put on a platform where that will go out to thousands or millions of people or whatever who are watching. So that was her biggest issue. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm on live. Yes. Oh, Lord. She ate with, if I was a white woman, my name would be Melissa McCarthy, because she's telling the truth. Melissa McCarthy it's literally the same as Monique. Funny plus size woman. She has an entirely different career, a much better career than Melissa McCarthy, because she's white. And Monique has an Oscar. She ate with that. Me and my sister both went, ooh, ooh, because she's right. She is right. We briefly talked about the Parkers and syndication. I'm telling you guys, she was robbed. The lead of a freaking show, a hit show, and she was making $55,000 an episode. That's an insult. But she said, this is my first job. I didn't know. I didn't even know that I had my own parking. And I get it. I get it. I remember my first job that I did as a co-star. I didn't know I had a trailer. I was over there sitting down with the extras, and the freaking PA is like, what are you doing? You have a trailer. And I'm like, what? If you don't know, there's nobody teaching you. You have to figure it out. Black Hollywood is so freaking divided, crabs in a barrel. Nobody comes and gets the youth and tells them that this is what they should be expecting. This is what they should be asking for. That's why I don't care how anybody else feels about Gabrielle Union. I will ride for her because that woman sat up there in many interviews, and people and other Black actresses have talked about this. She will call Black actors and be like, I just told the studio to call you. They wanted me for the job. I can't do it, or I'm not right for the part. This is how much they offered me. This is how much you need to be asking for. That's what we need to be doing. This industry was not built for us. It was not built for us. We need to be looking out for each other. I will always ride for that woman. Always ride for her. That's what needs to happen. But it doesn't happen. So she didn't know what she should be expecting. She didn't know what to ask for. Nobody told her she had to fail up. And now she knows. So now she's saying it to other Black people within the industry, and they're making her out to be this clown, this liar, this aggressive fat Black woman. They have a problem with the messenger, but she's telling them the game. Oh, and that line was a bar. She was just like, the Parkers made 800. As of today, the Parkers has made $800 million, almost $1 billion, $800 million. And she's just like, and the studios are telling us that they didn't make money because they're not trying to pay us because they're already in syndication. So she's just like, they're not trying to pay us. Basically, she's talking about their residuals. They're not trying to pay us what they should be paying us. And they're telling us that the Parkers didn't make any money. That's what happens with these streaming services when these studios are merging and selling off their media. It loses its value, and that's why a lot of these streaming services are like scrapping, like they've already filmed movies and they're scrapping them, or they're buying a TV show that was on network TV. They're buying a TV show and then they're holding it in the vault. Scrapping that media, and they're doing it for tax write-offs. Why? The reason why they're doing this is because they don't want to pay the residuals to the crew and to the actors that have worked on that show. So they're going to shelve it and get a tax write-off, and we will never see that physical media ever again. It's a travesty. They are destroying the art that is entertainment. It's a travesty. So that's what's happening to her. That's what's happening to a lot of people who worked in network TV. That's why everybody's like, bring cable back. Bring cable back. Because what is happening now, these streaming services are buying this physical media and shelving it, making billions of dollars in tax write-offs off of it, but also profiting by not paying the people who worked to create that physical media because they don't have to pay them residuals because it's not being shown anywhere. She's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. She said, who's making? She said, if we're not making money off of our images, who is? A bar. She lost me at bonnets. She will always lose me at bonnets because she spent the majority of this interview talking about respectability politics and didn't get it when it came to bonnets. The reason why she didn't get it, and I think she said, I think for me, I could be wrong, but she said, I grew up middle class. So I never really I never really was without, right? I didn't live my life like that. So I could lose all of this and be fine because I was middle class. And I think she doesn't realize she has a disdain against poor and working class Black people. because that is always her target. That was her target with the bonnets. She was specific about who was wearing the bonnets and what community they came from. Poor and working class Black women. So yes, she could be right about a lot of things. Yes, a lot of things could be happening to her because she's a Black woman, right? And she can get those things and she can relate to those things, but who she can't relate to is poor and working class Black people. And that is the biggest issue in our community, one of the biggest issue in our community, right? Classism. We do it all the time. We talk about the ghetto girls. We make fun of their names, right? We make fun of their style. We make fun of how they're living. We look down on them. But then when it's time to capitalize off of them, we know who to go to. We know who to take from, right? So her issue is with Black women wearing bonnets in the airport. Why are you upset with how they are dressing? They're still Black. That was my whole argument. I was like, it does not matter. It doesn't matter what you wear. It doesn't matter how you speak. It doesn't matter who you lie with. You will always be Black. Hello, Byron Allen. He got a whole white wife and a quadroon family. They still won't let him buy a studio. They still won't let him buy a network. Because at the end of the day, the beginning, middle, and end of the day, he's a Black man. It doesn't matter. Does not matter. It's your skin. That's why I'm just like, who cares how they're dressing? And somebody might be having a bad day. I might be depressed. Don't come to me about no damn bonnet. You are going to get both of your eyes blacked. People are going through it. And even if they're not going through it, it does not matter what you wear. It's your skin. You can bleach it. You can do whatever the hell you want to it. At the end of the day, you are still Black. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you are intimidating, especially Black Americans. How the hell were you able to become who you are now when you came to this nation as cattle? How in the hell were you able to do this? It is very right for the people who were able to become uber wealthy off of your oppression to keep their eye on you. It is extremely scary what we were able to do as a people. Came to this nation as cattle, all speaking different languages, all having an extremely different culture. They pulling us from every which way. We created a language. We created a whole freaking culture. And look at us today. Not even 50 years out of Jim Crow. Are you kidding me? I would be on y'all too. If I was white, I would keep both of my eyes on Black people. And they do. I absolutely get it. So I'm just like, it does not matter, baby. I can have my hair pressed. I'll never do that again. I can't do nothing about that skin. Can't do nothing about that culture. And that is always going to be the most criminalized thing about me. Dress how you want to dress Black people. Talk how you want to talk Black people. Live how you want to live Black people. They're going to hate you regardless. That's all I was saying. But she still didn't get it. After being a Black woman, going through all that, she still didn't get it. And I think it's because she grew up middle class. And there's a bias against poor and working class people in every community. And that's what it is, because everybody can sympathize until they get to them poor people. Everybody can understand. Everybody can get it until it gets to them people who don't have money. Now what's the problem? Now they're not working hard enough. Now they want to be in that situation. Okay. She don't play about that husband. Her king, her baby, her daddy. She does not play about him. And I think she does not play about him because he was the only man in her life that protected her. She even mentioned it. Her brother raped her a majority of her life, molested her a majority of her life, and her other brother robbed her. And her father didn't want nothing to do with her. He helped out every other kid but her. Then this man, who she's known since she was 14, comes in her life and protects her, watches out for her, looks out for her. This is the only man in her life that has loved her and protected her and watched out for her. The men from her family who should have been that to her was not. This man comes in, and what does she do? Submit to that, because that's what she wanted her whole life. So she's going to submit to this person who's giving her what she is lacking because she doesn't want to ever lose that. So I get it. I absolutely get it. And I absolutely believe everything that she was saying about people having a problem with them being like a black couple. Because it's a problem, guys. It is a problem. Black couples are not liked, especially in capitalist spaces. Like, I guess because, at the end of the day, a black couple is black power, right? Shout out to the 70s. So it's like when you see a black couple, you are thinking, oh, they're coming to overtake, they're coming to take, they're coming to recoup. And so it's like it's not trustworthy. So a lot of people don't like it or trust it, especially in wealthy industries. And it happens all the time. It happens all the time. Don't let me be in the space and I talk about wanting a black husband. It's insane. It's insane. It's normally in like upper class and like 1% spaces, especially with among people who want to attain a certain kind of capital. You cannot, like, black couples are just pariahs. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. That's why I don't talk about it as much anymore, because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be ostracized for wanting a black husband. What's wrong with me? It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Oh, when she said I don't audition, I'm offer only. Yes, as you should be. She got a damn Oscar. She was just like, she brought back The Color Purple again. She said, I can't believe they auditioned. She said the minute they auditioned, they allowed themselves to be treated that way. And I've got to tell you, she's right. Why is Taraji P. Henson, an Oscar nominee, auditioning? Why is the cast who performed on the Broadway show auditioning? What the hell is that? She's right. Y'all don't like The Messenger, but she's right. All of them should have been offer only. The only person who should have auditioned was the unknown girl who played Celie and Halle Bailey. Why? Because they don't know if she can act. Nobody else should have auditioned. They should have been offer only. She's right. And she said the minute they said yes to that, they said yes to those conditions. And it's very true. It's very true. But the thing about it is, you say no, you don't get the job. And she said, this happened to me often. People asking me, what's my availability? I'm offer only. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. I will say this about Almost Christmas. I believe her about that too. Because she said she was supposed to be a cameo. I absolutely believe it. If you watch it from the beginning, it looks like a cameo. It looks like a cameo. But then when she comes in, she steals the show. So you got to have more of her. So she said, because of our friend David Talbert, I didn't make a big fuss. But there was a certain way that I was going to be treated on that set. And she didn't get that treatment. She said the food was a mess. And her trailer blew up. I don't know this. I've never experienced this with Will Packer, but I will say this. A lot of Black productions that are helmed by Black people in the industry are garbage. Garbage. And a lot of Black actors get a lot of flack for not wanting to work in Black productions. Here's the thing, it's worse. Black productions are worse. They treat you like garbage. They feed you like garbage. They expect for you to accept certain conditions because we Black. They get over on you. They use this and our plight as a community to get over on you. A lot of Black actors do not want to work on Black productions because of the treatment. She's right. I don't know that about Will Packer, but I'm just saying Black productions in general, a lot of Black actors do not want to work on those shows because of the treatment. They sun you, they disrespect you, they don't treat you properly because you're Black and it's your own people, right? And they will, like with Monique, right? It's, oh, well, can she do this? Can she do that? Knowing good and well, you have to now write her as a star on this show and give her more money. But she said she accepted it because she wanted to help out her friend. And that's where she went wrong. That's where she went wrong. I love the part where she was telling Shannon what he needed because she was right. She was just like, "You're 56. Why are you like going after young girls?" He's like, "But that's what I like." She said, "That's not what you need. You need an old woman who know how to make a pound cake." Wait, what did she say about black men? Black men love black women. A woman that can make a pound cake naked. What are you talking about? But I think she was absolutely giving him good advice. She was just like, "You're an old dude. What are you doing? What are you doing?" She said that older woman will understand that you can't do a fourth round without getting you some apple butter on a piece of bread. She knows that you're gonna need that energy. That young girl won't know that. It was a funny moment, but it was true. She was basically letting him know, "Oh man, stop it. You look ridiculous. You look ridiculous." And hopefully he listened to her. Another reason why I think she really loves her husband is because he affirmed her, right? When she really started to fall for him, she was embarrassed because, she was just like, I was hot in the industry for a moment. Now nobody cared that I was fat and black. I could get any man that I wanted. And she was like, I did. She was like, so, I was sleeping around. And she was like, when I finally got with somebody who wanted me for me and like really loved me, I started to become ashamed because of what I had done prior, because it wasn't that I wanted to do those things, but I did it out of spite. It was like now, because she said the same thing to Shannon. She was just like, now everybody wants you, right? But back then they didn't. So now you start getting everybody who was talking about, the woman that you couldn't get when you were dark skinned, slow Shannon. Shannon with the stutter. You couldn't get them. Now you get them now. She was like, I was doing the same thing. I was getting these guys out of spite. Like it's because they wouldn't have wanted me before, but now I'm hot. Now I can get them and now I can do whatever I want to them. And she was like, and then when I got with this man that I love, that it was like a real relationship, you know what I mean? The first one, I think she said she got with the first one because she was pregnant, and the second one because she needed somebody to split the bills with. And she was like, this one is just love. I just love him. And she's like, I just became so ashamed. And he was like, it's okay, honey. It's all right. You're not a whore. You have friendly coochie. She's naturally funny. She's naturally funny. She's naturally funny. She also mentioned a part about Shannon at his big age, 56. He says to her, well, Shaq, he gave me some advice. He said, you never tell a woman fully all about you, right? Or you never let her know your most vulnerable moments, because then that woman is going to use those vulnerable moments against you. And she said, he don't have no woman, so why are you listening to him? She said, I love Shaq, but he's single. Why are you taking advice from a single person? Shannon was stuck. He couldn't say nothing. Like, why are y'all talking like this at y'all big ages? I enjoyed the Monique interview. I feel like a lot of stuff that she was saying, I already heard. She's really hurt at Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, because Oprah Winfrey was somebody that she looked up to, and she didn't like that Oprah brought her family on without discussing it with her because she thought that they had a relationship. She also feels like Oprah wanted a lot of roles that she went up for. And, that's why Lee Daniels apologized to her, because he had to give a role that was offered to Monique to Oprah. And also he was really a part of the rumors and the blackballing of her. Right. And I think she was significantly hurt by Oprah because she looked up to her, and she was significantly hurt by Tyler because she thought that they had a good friendship. And then he sat down and talked to her and said that he would make things right, and he didn't. So that really hurt her. I think she, if anything, not only wants an apology, wants to move forward, she wants to collect her coins. That's the thing that hurt her the most. Her money. She wants her money, and she's not going to shut up about it until she gets her money. I don't even think she would be that hard up on an apology. I think she would look at the money as an apology. You know what I mean? But she wants her money. I think she said she lost up to anywhere of like $30 million or something, or was making up to $30 million a year, and then that went away. She wants to collect. She wants to collect what's owed to her. Having said that, she's very male-centered. Very male-centered. And maybe it's because of her age and how she grew up, but she's very, very male-centered. A lot of the things that she said about relationships was a lot about fixing the woman. and none of it was about fixing a man. And I agree with some of the things that she said, but it just seemed very male centered, and that the black women were the issues in these relationships with black men, and that's why you get mad at him when he goes to be with a white woman and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, it was, you know, she was saying some things I agree with, some things I didn't agree with, but it was given pick me. It was given pick me. That's all I have to say. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Hold on. Ugh, I hate Apple chargers. Anyway, what are your comments? I know I talked a lot. Please forgive me. What are your comments? Ready to Love. That's in about 10 or so minutes. I'm going to be late, Ready to Love people. Give me a minute. Because we got a lot of comments in here. Whew. Okay. I got this super chat. There we go. Thank you all. Sorry, guys. It's a lot of comments in here. I want to make sure I get as much as I can before I have to get out of here. Miss Brown Sugar says, y'all cute saying that Shay Shay is going to sell out. My guy ain't doing no hard interviews or fact checking. This platform is already for the bag and viral clips. It is what it is. This is the thing. I think these last two interviews were unexpected. They were unexpected. Shannon Sharpe did not go after Cat Williams. Cat Williams came after him. Cat Williams said, you got all them guys up there to lie on me. Let me come and speak my piece. This wasn't how his podcast was supposed to go. Cat came and flipped the script. So you are absolutely right. It was already that before Cat came to the platform. Now Monique is here. So it's going to become something different. But if he's smart, he will stay within the black media space. What can you do? Robert Reed, what's up? Said, am I the only one that thinks that Lee Daniels is the most misunderstood person in this whole thing? No, you're not wrong to think that. This is the thing. This guy got two very wealthy people to invest in his ideas. Hands were tied. Hands were tied. He made the wrong decisions, but he felt bad. He felt bad and he got it right. She forgave him. She moved on. We should do the same. No, I fired that agent quickly right after that, to be quite honest with you. That was like the second time he crossed the line with me. I wasn't going to give him a third. Dahlia said, I'll never forget Renee Zellweger advised the students from inside the actor studio to know their boundaries and to stand 10 toes down on them. Absolutely. Great advice. Great advice. Taisha said, I don't know why they try to put nudity in everything. I've never said a movie was great because the character was nude. Nudity and rape scenes. We never need to see a rape scene. Ever. Never need to see it. It doesn't forward the story in any kind of way. DGF said the nudity goes a bit too far nowadays. It gives me, the director and writers, a creep and fulfilling their creep proclivities under the guise of art. I agree. I remember saying to my agent, and where is that footage going to go of that screen test? Who the hell is going to have that footage? You're crazy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, pretty much how the industry goes. Dahlia said the girl from the Game of Thrones who played Daenerys. Yep, I remember that interview told some horrific stories from the first season. Jason Momoa had to tell her how sex scenes should work. Oh, that rape scene, she was just like she was breaking down before doing it. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Girl, I just stopped crying about that. Cause I like guys, I would be in such a different place. I would be in such a different place if I say yes to that. But where will my mind be? You know what I mean? And I just had to think about that. It sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Thank you. Mm. No, guys, I'm not going to say what it was for, but just know that show got canceled. Didn't make it to a season 2. Mummy said, OMG, Nikki, naked, watching porn and cake crumbs, and then eating the cake crumbs off of my breast. What the hell? What are we doing? Did that audition for a snuff film? That's wow. It was on a network that was known for sex, or at least if you're going to be on that network, you're either going to do a sex scene or you're going to do some nudity. So I was already concerned about that before I even auditioned, and I made sure that they knew where I stood. But I told that to my agent to tell that to casting, and I don't think he said anything. It's fine. I survived. I actually did, but I missed that check. I missed that check. Oh, I'm so sorry, Florence. I'm so sorry. Thank you for being here. OMG. Oh, it absolutely is. I'm like, and the thing about it is, if you don't work in this industry, like I came out here as a kid, and it was very glitz and glamour, like, oh my God, I'm in Hollywood. And then you start, like Monique was talking about, you get all caught up in the glitz and glamour, and then you start seeing the price you gotta pay. And you're like, what the hell is this? Like, I was so shocked. My first 3 years here, I was just like, what is going on? It's scary. It's very, very scary. Thank God I have family out here, because I wasn't going to last. I was not going to last. I was trying to come home so many times. Thank God home came out here with me. And that's the only reason why I'm still here. I believe so. I'm praying, and I'm hopefully so. I think doors are opening up for her. I think she just got cast in a film. So it's unfortunate. Yeah, I didn't find out about her until years later. Black Lavender said, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah, she was a teen, and she was a teen mom. She was pregnant. Dahlia said Rosa Parks is absolutely a plant. Genius marketing by the NAACP. She was already an activist and a member of the NAACP. Yep. Everything's calculated. Spency said, I think they did confirm it was a setup, but dark-skinned black women are so disrespected, especially when you add fat phobia, honey. Absolutely. DGF said, my grandmother in Alabama, born in 1912, said Rosa wasn't the first. Yeah. Oh, the grandmas know the tea. The grandmamas know the tea. Alana said Claudette did speak about it. She was dark-skinned and also became pregnant. So they were like, nope, she isn't the look we need for the movement. Yep. Simply Simone said, I went through the same thing on TikTok. I posted about all the censorship on the app, getting me kicked out of the earning program, and no one believed me until it started happening to non-Black creators. Yep. We're always a sacrifice. Always a sacrifice. And you know what, Simone, I've been seeing some comments about the you changing your content up, or like talking about something lighter. F them people. Do what you got to do for your mental health and for your platform. You sacrificed enough. Spency says, speaking of Zendaya, I need to hear her tea on that show. All the ridiculous. Simply Simone said, I saw people ask why the men of color purple didn't defend Taraji. Then Danielle and Fantasia started talking too. Well, a lot of those men have projects lined up. That's it. Does it? Yeah, but she needs money. And who's going to invest? Black capitalists. And who do black capitalists work for? White supremacy. Dahlia says Zendaya is making her bones in white spaces. She can't afford to speak up for Taraji. I really wouldn't bother with her. Yeah, she can't. I mean, she can, but why would she? Smithy said, I think Issa Rae is working on her own productions. Yeah, she's tired of her stuff getting canceled. Because she called Executive stupid after Rap got canceled. Yeah, she absolutely is. And I apologize if you hear my stomach. I did not eat before I got on here, and I don't know why. So I'm absolutely going to make something to eat when I get off of here. True. That one shot says sometimes you got to tear it all down to build it up. That's right. That's right. Dipples on Demand said, I want Shannon to refine his interviewing skills. He's not an interviewer. He can't. He's just going to be himself. He's going to talk to you like he's in the locker room. He's just like, a lot of people think that interviewing is so easy. I'm like, people go to school for this. People go to school for this. It is not an easy thing to do. Been from day one. Absolutely not. Especially this woman literally is rooting for Black people, literally is making content and employing Black people. She's dangerous. She's dangerous. They're not gonna let her get through too many doors. Dahlia, the devil doesn't need an advocate. And why would you want to advocate for him? I get you though. Oprah did do that amazing Legends Ball. I want that every year just to bawl my eyes out. Listen, don't throw the baby away with the bathwater. I think that's the term. People who you like may do things that you don't like, but they can get it right. That's why I like that Monique left the door open for a conversation, because the thing is, let's be able to forgive and heal and move forward and work together. Let's just do that. Because he knew he was a grifter. He knew he was a grifter. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, it'll probably be 10 million by the end of the week. Shannon's got a nice coin off of that. That one shot said, I don't care how old these instances are with Monique. You can tell she's still hurt. Absolutely. Money may fix the problem, but a true apology could heal the heart. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I get what she was trying to say, or probably trying to allude to. It was just still very male-centered to me. I mean, I get it, like, absolutely, but I can't get with women who their men become their world, right? If Gail is her sister or like her bestie, you're probably going to call her, right? But it's like your husband shouldn't be like the end. Like, you get with this, and I think Monique's situation is like that because her family is trash. So he's the only thing she has. But if you are a woman who's in a loving relationship with a man, anybody, a partner or whatever, and it's a committed relationship, especially marriage, I don't think that relationship should be more important than relationship with your sisters, the women of your community, because that is a very important relationship as well. Because 9 times out of 10, if that marriage falls apart, that is going to be the community that's going to hold you up and help you take care of them damn kids. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't do that. That me and my king, this is more important than this. The community that helped me up and made me the woman that I am before I even got with him. I don't throw those relationships away. Absolutely not. You can absolutely have a conversation with your bestie or your sisters after a bad day of work and still have that same conversation with your man. Why he gotta be the first in everything? It's just that she's very male-centered. I couldn't get into it. Oh, she lost 50+ million. I'd be hot too, guys. I'd be hot too. Miss Brown Sugar said, I feel for Black journalists who would be so incredibly grateful for an opportunity to have even one of these interviews that Shannon gets to kiki through. Yeah, life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. Nona said, Monique said that Kevin Hart gave her money when she needed it. I don't think she, I think she should, I don't think you outing him. I don't agree with that. I think you're saying that he gave her money, so she shouldn't have said anything about that. Listen, she's speaking her truth. That's her experience. She's mad about the show. But she did give him honor and say that he helped her out when she needed it, and she gave that money right back. Listen, this is her experience, her truth. Maybe Kevin needed to go on there and speak his truth, because everybody calling him out. Mademoiselle said that's why Black people need their reparation money, because in the end, the money, the coins that Black people get comes from the white man, which was gotten through theft. Still ain't got our 40 acres and a mule. Loretta said humanity is no more civilized than 500 to 1,000 years ago. We just live longer and have better housing and health. So we have better health. Momi said there aren't a lot of folks speaking on Gaza. Most people are silent. They know it'll take their careers. Absolutely. People are getting fired left and right out here. Similar to what Monique said about why entertainers don't speak up for their own rights. Absolutely. Absolutely. V. Carter said Byron Allen may as well give Monique a show on his network. Paramount and BET won't sell to him. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on one second. I'm going to change the time of Ready to Love. I'm sorry, Ready to Love people. I just want to get a few of these comments. I'm just going to change it to 2:30 for me. I don't know what that is for you guys. Sorry about that. But we talking up in here, and I want to make sure I get to as many comments as I can. Dalface, she said, those civil rights leaders did what they did because they thought it was the right thing to do, not for gratitude. Oh, absolutely. But they should have got that. They should have got that. There shouldn't be a Black Panther in prison today. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? True. Loretta said, if in America you have a lot of money, you have to make a compromise on some level. Anywhere, right? What the Bible says, it's easier for a camel to get through an eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven. Why is that? Because of what that rich man has to do to maintain that kind of wealth. Spency said, my beautiful Black mama was a city council member and they made sure she didn't get a second term because of her politics. She was for poor, houseless Palestinians, anti-police, etc. Yeah. You're never going to win working on behalf of the oppressed. AOC found that out, didn't she? Simply Simone said, even when I'm posting, I'm being careful. I'm doing my part, but I'm one of the few that got people who still want to work with me. Good. And keep that up and do what works for you. Don't burn yourself out. Don't burn yourself out. I'm not changing that for the whole month. Dalpe says, but what is Monique's responsibility in all of this? I don't believe that her being fat and Black is the only reason. She is surrounded by chaos. Fat and Black is absolutely an issue. Also, the fact that she speaks up. This is the thing. You can't look like her and be vocal about the injustice of others. You just can't. She's right with the messenger thing. I have to agree with her. As a Black actress in this industry, I know exactly what she's talking about. And I think a lot of this is just tone policing. It's just like, oh, you should say this in a different way. Well, how in the hell am I supposed to calmly say in a way that makes you feel comfortable that you hurt me and you're cheating me? It's tone policing. And it's done to Black women very often. It's done to Black people. But the thing about it is Black people can only see it if it's happening if a white person is doing it. We can't see it amongst each other. It's, oh, there's a problem with your tone, or it's the way you're saying it. It's how you're saying that you're hurt. It's how you're saying that you've been wronged. You have to say it this way so I can hear you. Why does a Black woman have to change how she speaks for you to listen to her or believe her? And if she's speaking in a certain way that is aggravating, it's because you didn't listen to her when she was whispering. It's tone policing. Delia said, what's funny is that people like the old Gabrielle Union made it hard for other actresses. Absolutely. Mean Girls who treated other Black women like competition for scraps instead of working together to eat well. Absolutely. I'm glad she speaks about that, and I'm glad that she is doing her part to undo the damage that she has done. But she did do damage. I agree. Ms. Brown Sugar said, that's what we need to be doing in all industries. Absolutely. I'm forever thankful for a secretary at one of my jobs that slipped the tea about what my white less qualified colleagues were getting. Yes, I remember I told you about that insurance job that I worked at. There was a Black woman there that looked out for me. There was a Black woman every time. She would let me know everything that was going on. She would just be like, the higher ups are going to be in the office today. I know you like to come in here at, a little 15 minutes late. I don't got a problem with that, but I just wanted to let you know. You might need to get here early. She always looked out for me. She always gave me the tea. And she would just be like, don't do too much talking. She always looked out for me. Let's go. Well, she said it. She said, "Cat, call me." She said, "Cat, call me." Let's go. Them two together. Ciao. Akusa was said, exactly, Nikki. It's the respectability politics of it all. Leave folks in their bonnets the hell alone. Absolutely. Thank you for being here, JL. They are the culture. They are the culture. And everybody pillages from them and forgets them. Woo! So powerful. So powerful. That one little community influences the world. Tiny said, nah, I got her bonnet talk simply because it's a representation of who you are, and walking out with sleepwear as well. Wear a pretty headscarf for outside. What if you don't feel like it? Why I gotta do that? Why do I have to put on a performance for people who do not like me anyway because of the color of my skin? It's a waste of time, in my opinion. Vicky DC said, the reason respectability people don't understand how harmful they're being is because they never heard the wives' tale of the ham in the pan, the turkey in the two pans. I ain't heard that either. Break that down, Vicky. Break that down, Vicky. Exactly. I don't wear a bonnet. I wear a turban. But if I wanted to wear a bonnet, so the hell what? I don't like my head touching that seat, the headrest of a plane. I wear a hoodie because I don't want my arms touching the seat. I wear my little Dollar Tree tights that I could throw away if need be because I don't want my skin touching anything on that airplane. I bring wipes. I Lysol everything down. I'm Naomi Campbell on a flight. What I'm wearing at the airport, I'm not wearing to the freaking Oscars. I'm wearing that to be comfortable and to protect my skin from that filthy airplane. Why the hell I gotta be presentable to white people? Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Tiny said, it does matter how you present yourself to the world. People judge you whether they say it or not. And who the hell cares? Stop caring. I'm on an airplane. I'm going to sleep. Now, if I'm coming to speak at your school, okay, maybe I shouldn't wear a bonnet, right? Because I want to give you a certain image. But if I'm in my own space, minding my business, travel, you don't even know how long some people are traveling for 24 hours on a damn plane. And I got to look put together. Get out of my face. I got to do all this stuff while literal white women are on the same flight doing whole nighttime skincare routines. Ain't nobody saying nothing to her. But me and my bonnet is the problem. I'm taking down the Black community. Okay. Not that rapey uncle, but my bonnet is the problem. Not that pastor that beat his wife to an oblivion and says it's the will of the Lord. Not him, but my bonnet. Okay. Dollface says, I don't know her. I don't know. Her Netflix special wasn't funny. I agree. It wasn't for me. She should have used the interview to remind us of how funny she is. I think she has some moments, but yeah, I agree. I feel like, to be honest with you, I feel like a lot of people who are funny, especially with stand-ups, the comedy is in the poverty. The comedy is in the lack thereof. I think when comedians, stand-ups start getting money and start living a comfortable life, the jokes aren't there anymore. Loretta said, I wish it did not matter what you wear. Trying in corporate America, they still adhere to dress codes. Absolutely. I'm not telling you to wear a bonnet to a meeting with your boss. But why can't I wear a bonnet on an airplane? Like, what is that? Now, if I'm at my job, there is a uniform that I have to wear. Fine. I get that, because that is the job. If I'm on an airplane, I'm at TSA. Why I gotta look a certain way? To get my bags checked? That's crazy. You're policing a Black woman's body for what? For what? As another Black person, knowing that everybody else polices our body. It's ridiculous. Well, I'm just running to Target. I'm picking up some pads. Why do I have to look like I'm on a Renaissance tour? I'm literally picking up some pads. Can I get a break? What if I'm having a bad day? What if I'm depressed? What if you see me with a bonnet on and some freaking slippers on because I just had a failed suicide attempt? And I'm walking around looking dumb because my life is so terrible, I can't even kill myself correctly. I don't know where people are. Like, we don't practice kindness, compassion enough. We're so judgmental. We're so quick to tear somebody down, not knowing what they're going through. And even if you're not going through anything, why does what you have on matter to me? It shouldn't. It shouldn't. And I'll be honest with you guys, I got that mindset from church, because I will never forget the church that I used to go to, Fort Memorial in Philadelphia, down the street from a strip club. I'll never forget, I was walking in the church and there was a girl. You could tell she just came from dancing. Looked like makeup was running. Looked like she had just been crying. Outside, shivering, wanting to go into the church. Whatever happened to her traumatized her so much that she walked down that street into the church in her best Fashion Nova gear. Because Fashion Nova, all that stuff that y'all buy on that site, that's sex workers. Oh, that's sex work. That's a sex work site. We got to keep it buck. That's why they got sex workers wearing the clothing. But now we call it baddie couture, sex worker couture. But we don't want to give credit where credit is due, because it'll go to a community that we despise. Anyway, so she's sitting there and she's standing, she's trying to go into the church. Black women, mothers of the church, I forget what they're called. They're wrapping her body in stuff. And they're telling her she can't go in the way she's looking. That woman just went through something extremely tragic. And she came to church. For whatever reason, she was there. And we literally have women, her elders, wrapping her up and telling her she can't go in until she looks a certain way. That woman never went into that church. And Lord knows where she is today. I was a child when I saw that. I never forgot it. Because of how she dressed, she was not appropriate for the Lord. That's what they told her, that she wasn't good enough for God because of what she was wearing. That's what they told her, and that's what I heard. As a child, I saw that. I never forgot it. Who knows where that lady is, and who knows what she now thinks of probably, the church, older Black women. Who knows how much that shaped her, that moment shaped her. She couldn't get to God. or community because of how she was dressed. That's what this whole thing is. That's what we're telling people. You can't get what you need to get from me or anybody else until you dress a certain way. That's so ridiculous. It's so white supremacist, and Black people still don't get it. If that is your thinking, you are a white supremacist and you are okay with white supremacy being God in your world. That's the truth. Vicky DC said, worried about optics will have people neglecting their health and well-being just present a certain way. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss Kiki said, Monique has an old school mentality. The elders in my family say the same about bonnets. Yep. When they were getting beat up in marches in freaking suits and church shoes. Still nigga. Absolutely. Travel comfortably. Tiny said, right, I still don't understand how UGG is making money selling slippers and winter shoes. I always say, why are you wearing winter sleepers outside? Listen, I have UGG slippers. I don't, that's not my thing. I don't understand how people can wear those slippers out, but I don't care. It doesn't affect me in any way. Priscilla said, why should we fit into quiet luxury aesthetic when their racism will always be loud? Just do you. Ooh, bars, Priscilla, bars. Because it put like Black women, Black girl luxury stuff like, do y'all see what that is? I mind my business, but I've been seeing them Black girl luxury videos and I'm like, it's just white supremacy. White supremacist aesthetic, because what are you doing? What are you doing? You all look a certain way. It's not okay. Danny said respectability, politics, and classism has a chokehold on the Black community. Absolutely. Back to that. What is Black girl old money? What is old money, Black girl? Like, that's so I can't get into the Black girl luxury because I'm like, what are you talking about? Who's the inspiration here? Who's the inspiration? C. Golden said, people look at poverty as being a disease. Yep. And will do and say anything to distance themselves from it, right? Until they're a paycheck away from it. Now everybody is understanding. Now everybody is understanding. Now that homelessness is about to be criminalized in the United States of America, now everybody gets it. Everybody understands now because you're a paycheck away. Nobody gets it until it's you. JL said, I felt things when I heard her sharing her stories about Oprah enjoying Monique's award moment and snatching her characters. It reminded me of Kathy Griffin sharing about Andy Cohen. Absolutely. And nobody's going to listen until Andy does it to somebody that everybody likes. It's the same thing. It's a white woman, but y'all don't like the messenger. Y'all don't like the messenger. Vicky DC said, y'all keep saying it doesn't matter. Try that in corporate, but y'all not asking why and want to unpack it. Corporate doesn't like Blackness, period. That's not an industry that was created for us to even be in. Period. Live your life. Live your life. Dahlia said, I think the last Black couple I saw in TV or film was This Is Us, a dying breed. Absolutely. Black people are a dying breed in TV. Like, I go to auditions, I'm the only one that looks like me. And the role is for a Black woman. Blackness is being so watered down. So watered down. We can't even audition for roles that were created for us because their idea of Blackness now is Sandy Newton's daughter. Quadroons. But we accept it. We'll accept that Black production and eat it up. We'll watch it. We'll support it. And we'll say, well, we have to do this for Black people. The Black people are getting less and less. The Black people are getting less and less. Oh, they hate it. Because, I've realized that it's because Black love is powerful. Like it's seen as power. Like everything we do as a protest, we can't just be attracted to each other. My God, today. Thank you. Dahlia said, Taraji's been working for 30 years. Either you want it or you don't. Period. She's above auditioning. She doesn't need to be auditioned. Yeah, she was absolutely right. They wanted to see if they would take it, and they took it. JL said, I appreciate and love that her husband supports her. However, the giving up the seat to her husband's story was mad cringe. She's very male-centered. She's very male-centered. We get it. We get it. We get it. Spiced and Sauce said, I'm surprised you were commenting on this, but not mad at it. I don't care what anyone says. More people need to stop biting their tongues and accepting mistreatment for a check. I'm unemployed. I love y'all. If I was working on a job, I would not be saying this. I'm unemployed. Child, if I was going to a set every day, absolutely, I'd be like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. Dollface said, what's wrong with auditioning? I may have a vision, but let me see you read the part. Let me see if it's a good fit. If you refuse to audition, then don't complain if you don't work. Absolutely not. If you are an actor or actress or whatever, and you have a career 30 plus years, or you have a resume where you can see all of the work that I have done, and you want me to come in to audition, it's an insult, especially if now I've got an Oscar. Because what I'm doing is bringing value to your production. I'm an Oscar winner. If you have me on your bill, you're guaranteed to make bank. This is business at this point. You want an Oscar winner to audition for your project? Never going to happen. Never going to happen. Not the people. Ciao. Well, yes, she is submitting to him in every form of a man that she did not have in her life. So he is her daddy, right? He started out as her brother. Remember, she was calling him her brother, and now he's her husband. So he's all of the men that she needed but didn't get and want. Vicky said, I didn't cringe too much at the seat at the table anecdote because she made it clear that he didn't ask her to. She felt uncomfortable and changed the dynamic, and he moved in with her. Because she also said that she was doing that because she was raging at him because of how the men in her life did her. So we do, that Black woman, that does happen. We take out the treatment, right? We take it out. Everybody does it. We take out on the person that will endure it. And that's unhealthy. That's unhealthy. Pound cake naked. Shannon cracked up. I was like, oh, that's some Southern stuff. Oh, it's going to be great. I want them to continue to work together. Loretta said, it's okay to date younger. Old men can't a lot of the time. Oh, yeah, I don't have a problem with getting May December relationships just as long as it isn't predatory. If you are in a May December relationship and you're in your 30s, okay. As long as the person is older, but I don't think you should be in your 30s dating somebody 21. What's going on? What's going on? That person's brain is not even fully developed. What you got in common with them? But I feel like if you're in your 30s, you're an adult. Lord, I'm trying to get as many as I can, y'all. I love y'all. We're having a conversation here. I love it. Dahlia said, there's a viral clip of Shaq talking about how he did his ex wrong and now he wanders around his huge mansion all alone. Yeah. He admitted to screwing up. Nah, Shaq can't give me no advice. Yeah. I mean, like, I absolutely remember that interview word for word, bar for bar. Literally talk about how he's a sad old man because of all the relationships he's messed up. Why are you giving relationship advice? You need some. Every time, male-centeredness and respectability politics. But again, chew the meat and spit out the bone. Miss Brown Sugar said, Auntie can be right about some things and wrong about others. Absolutely. I can appreciate why she can appreciate her man without needing to follow that advice. Absolutely. Because the advice that she gave was for the people who needed it. If you didn't need it, it don't apply to you. I forgot about it. After I do my Ready to Love, I'm going to watch that, and I want to do that tomorrow. I want to do that review tomorrow. I absolutely forgot about it. I thought today was Wednesday. I'm off. If I didn't get to your comment, it's because I probably already answered another comment that was similar. And there's so many comments in here. I just want to make sure I'm getting to everybody. Love Life Always said, Monique's has to admit that it's foul to record a friend during a private conversation. I know it's legal where she's at, but I know I would be pissed off. Agreed. If that were me, if I were Tyler, I would be pissed off in that situation too, especially if I didn't know that I was being recorded. But she felt like she needed to do it, and for whatever reason, she did. But yeah, I understand that. Make sure you're liking the video. Thank you for reminding everybody, Shonda. Loretta said, my grandfather entertained and housed overnight MLK. He is not the ideal MLK we have come to know, but he never spoke against him. Yeah. Oh, wow. Come on, history. Come on, history. IA said, I was in a black bar packed with white kids. I said to my friends, this is why they're scared. We have the influence. We move the culture, and we will control the way the world will look and move in the future. This is the thing. Black people by design are like that. We are the first people on this planet, right? So it's just natural for us to create. It's natural for us to just lead out. Like we are just like closer descendants than anybody else to the first human beings on this planet. Like it's just natural. Everybody else is a form of those people, but we are like direct descendants. So it's like it's just who wherever we are, we're going to do that. Go to any nation, any non-black nation that has a black population, that the culture of that nation is the black people. If you're going to find anything interesting, everybody's going to flock to that. That's gentrification, right? Where the suburbs, boring as hell. Boring as hell. It's nothing to do there. What do? They go to where the culture is, right? And because they're white, they go there and prices are raised and, they price people out. And then the culture leaves. So they leave because the culture is no longer there. And they go wherever the culture, gentrification will never end. Gentrification will never end. It'll keep on happening. Me too. I've been wanting that for so long. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet. I would love for Black American actors to team up with Hollywood. I would love it. I would love for that to happen. Brown Girl 44 said, I don't think Monique should have spoken on Taraji. I agree, especially if Taraji didn't know that she was going to speak on her. I think that she could have used her as an example without saying her name, because that just puts Taraji in a crossfire she was not prepared to be in. Saying Taraji obviously has an issue with Oprah and backtrack because she was forced to was out of line. Mo is very nice, nasty. I agree. She should have never brought her into it. A nasty work. It's putting us in our place, especially if you look like Monique or me. Especially the way, and I'll be honest with you, I'm blessed. The Star family, I am blessed with this community, and I thank the Lord every day. But, some people don't talk to me a certain way, right? But they will go to either a man that's saying the same thing that I'm saying, or a lighter person, or a white person, or a white man. And they will be so gentle in those comments. They will be, I'd be gagged when I see like some people who be bucking up at me and I see them in the comments of a man or a white person or a lighter person. So delicate. You let the chopper sing with me. You're so delicate. Why is that? It's an internalized bias. We don't deal with those things. I absolutely, especially when I decided that the church the way it is not for me, I absolutely had to do the work. And it was so humbling, so upsetting, so heartbreaking to know that I was homophobic. I'm just thinking I'm Christian. I'm just thinking that that's just my culture. But when I realized what it was, you mourn, you feel bad, you sulk, and then you do the work. And I realized I had an internalized bias against the LGBTQ community. So QIA. So sometimes people might think I'm doing too much. Well, I got a lot to make up for, right? I wasn't doing enough, in my opinion. So it's just like we all have it. We all have it. I also had an internalized bias against poor working class people, because as soon as I started making some money, I started talking about them crazy. I was a bonnet warrior. Not in that sense, but I had a lot of stuff to say about poor and working class people because I started to get a little coin. So I felt like I was better. And there was no reason for me to think that. But because I was getting in a certain tax bracket, because I was getting into a certain class, I all of a sudden was feeling myself. And I felt like I could then judge the people I was just with. How humbling is it to now be back in the same space that I thought I was better than? Thank the Lord I got it. I got the message before I'm here now. You know what I mean? So I can talk a little different, right? But I didn't know I had that internalized bias until it came up. Until it came up. I got my little coins and I was better than them people. Then I got laid off from that job. And next thing you know, I'm in the same welfare office next to them same people that I had all that stuff to say. Like my mama wasn't in that office years ago with me. Crazy how life works, isn't it? Isn't it? Loretta said, I have to disagree. Tone policing does matter. You do not allow people to speak to you any kind of way, and you address people in the manner you want to convey at the time. I agree. Are you talking to me or somebody else? Because I agree with you. Miss Brown Sugar said, literally every story of a method actor amounts to this man is a terror to everyone around him, but claims it's for his art. Oh, I hate method actors. As soon as you come to me with that, oh, I'm on guard. And if you try that method acting stuff with me, you better be ready to scrap, because we're going to get into it. You are not a method actor. You're an a-hole. You're a pervert. You're not a method actor. You're a nut job. If everyone else is producing without all that, you must not be that good. Absolutely. You are hiding behind method acting to get out your vices or your dislike of certain people. That's what you're doing. DGF said fat and black hair. Oh, I got to get out of here. Sorry, ready to love. Fat and black hair texture and age and tone, along with the nerve to be confident, triggers a lot of disdain in those who think they should minimize themselves. Absolutely. Vicky said, I'll tell you the story of the ham and the pan and the turkey, 2 pans on Instagram, Nikki. Thank you. And let me know if I can share it in another live. Thank you, Spency. Girl, MLK got shot in the suit. You will never make me feel bad about being comfortable or any black person. I don't care. Speak on it. Speak on it. I'll never forget at my job, a former job that I had, they would tell we all had to dress a certain way. And then I remember the day I met the boss, the owner of the company. He walked in a windbreaker and some Chucks. I'm like, why the hell are y'all dressing like this? He's dressing like a teenage skateboarder. But he got the money. He can make the decisions. So nobody can tell him nothing. Ain't that something? So he could dress like that. And it's okay. Everybody will respect him. But I got to put on all this uncomfortable tweed to be at this job. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on, Indigo. Oh yeah, for me, I don't. Yeah, I'm with you on the slippers. I'm with you on the slippers. Now I'm gonna mind my business, but I'm just like, ooh, slippers out your house? Are you kidding me? I have upstairs slippers and downstairs slippers. Like, come on, come on. I get you, Georgia Peach, but to me, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yes, that's exactly how it was for me. Teresa said, when I was a child in Panama, the women spent all day in curls and scarves and bonnets. You knew who was going out that night. Absolutely. Especially at the hair salon. My mom used to own a hair salon back in the day. The women would leave in like curlers, hair wrapped up in their doobies because they were going out later that night and nobody had an issue. But now it's an issue. And I'm telling that's the reason why I'm speaking on this is because Black people, when you become comfortable with this, then you're going to be comfortable with the next thing and it's going to be major. Because right now there's, is it Detroit? Please, if you know the town that I'm speaking of, I think it's probably New York. There is a law trying to be passed where you can't be in groups of people anymore. It could only be 2 people. I forget what it's called. I was just reading on it. Forgive me. But now, if you're okay with the respectability politics, then you got to be okay with this. You are opening up space to continue to oppress us until we're back in chains. That's all I'm saying. You might not agree with it, right? Please do not vocalize it, right? When you vocalize it, you give power to it. And then you put us in a situation where you are also policing us. So you're allowing the additional policing of us by our oppressor, because you're saying, oh, this is okay. I don't agree with the oppressor on this, but I agree with the oppressor on that. You disagree with the oppressor on everything. I don't care how you feel about it internally, but everything that the oppressor says and does, you disagree. You want to do the opposite because that's the only way that we remain free. But if you continue to say, oh, this is okay. Oh, this is okay. They're not wrong about that. When we're back in change, what you going to say then? Because you've allowed everything else. Something as simple as bonnets can grow to be this big thing where now you can't hang out anymore. Where now it can only be 2 of you walking down the street. Where now you can't play your music at this time anymore. We don't like the way this food smells, so you can't eat that kind of food. And you're like, how do we end up here? You allowed it with the bonnets. You allowed it. They're always trying to see what you are going to be okay with until it's too late for you to speak up. Such a good conversation. I wish I had more time. Yeah, it's the same thing with the hair. Same thing with hair. That's why Black women go so hard with braids. It's just like, oh, everybody, it's just hair. No, it's not. It's not just hair for us. We lose jobs. We get kicked out of school. There's a young man right now that can't go to school because he has locks. Employed Nikki will be talking very differently, but just know, I can't talk, but I'm about that work. Just know that. I can't say nothing, but I'm doing some stuff. Just know that. Support me, Starfair. I promise you I won't disappoint you. I won't disappoint you. Yeah, that's what it is. Now that's becoming Black because we're consuming the content that they're giving us from Black people who are so far removed. There are people who check other on their census playing Black people. How the hell you playing a Black person and you check other? You should not be here. You should not be auditioning for that role. But we're okay with it. We'll consume the content. Y'all ate Paula Patton up. Y'all made sure she was the lead in everything she did. Y'all went up for that. She can't even fry chicken correctly. Let me stop. I'm playing Paula. I'm playing Paula. But I'm just saying that is now black. That's now, Paula Patton is now considered blackness. Danny Newton's daughter is now considered black in media. Oh, she's not black in her real life. She's not checking that box in her real life, but in media. But you allow it. You consume that content. And so now you're telling them that that's okay. So now when you don't see yourself ever, you can't complain because you allowed it in the beginning. Momi said, woo, the psychology breakdown of Monique's perception of her now husband going from brother to daddy is interesting. It's her business, but I hope he is the great man that she says he is. I hope so too, for her own mental health. We sure did. And now I got to get out. Now I got to get out. It's good. It's a great conversation. I'm checking the comments as much as I can. Everybody's being very respectful. You know, that's why I love the Star fam. JL said when she talked about punishment was to deter others and people were desperate to getting back to the powerful's good side, I immediately thought of Taraji. Yep. I know. Let me get out of here. C. Golden said, I deal with this at work every day. Often I question whether I have a brain injury. Yeah, if you dwell on it too much, you'll go insane. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Nobody wanted to listen to him because he was a thought, but he was telling the truth. They have no idea. They changed the trajectory of that woman's life. They don't get it. They should be protected. Church mothers told me that when my body was developing as a young girl, that I had to dress a certain way so I wouldn't lead the men, I'm a child, the men to sin. Black church mothers. We are, and we have to give grace for that. Great grace for that. I hope it happens. We just need to work together. We need to reach across the aisles. I hope it happens. Let's get two more and then I'm gonna go. Why are there non-Black people getting full ride scholarships to historically Black colleges? Ciao. She did. And I actually like her and I like her work, but she opened up the door because that's what we accepted as Blackness because she played a Black woman. Let's be honest. She's never played biracial. She played a Black woman. And because we went up for those movies, she started to get more and more and more. And she opened up that door. Now, when you look at movies now today, we're non-existent because that now is the identity of what a Black woman is. We accepted that. Of course, it was fun or whatever, but we didn't know what was happening. And the industry has now changed to a point where you don't even have to identify as Black to pay a Black person. And media is very powerful. I know this from just doing this, how there are Black people who are not American who come here with these biases. And it's just like, Nikki, I thought this, I had no idea because of what is being pumped out to those nations concerning Black people. Like for me, Brazil, I had no idea that Brazil was the second largest Black nation in the globe. I didn't even know Brazil had Black people. Shout out to my film teacher for showing me Black Orpheus. I was gagged. You would never, by looking at Brazil, you would never know that they had the largest concentration of Black people outside of Africa. You would never know. Media is very powerful. Media is very, very powerful. We're going to end here. Vicky DC said, thank you, Star Fam, for your beautiful, intelligent insights. I absolutely agree. Thank you all so much. We had a great conversation. We'll love to do something more like this, but now we got to get into the mess. join me in Ready to Love. Sorry I'm so late, guys. Bye.